All right, here we go. Impact taking on Portland Uprising. And I can't wait to watch this matchup. I'm Matty Marshall, and I have Thomas Taylor up here from Team Excessive. And this is the second to last game of the day, but do not go anywhere because we still got Dynasty Chicago Aftershock coming up after this. Thomas, how you doing, bud?
I am doing wonderful. The paintball here is awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what brings you to Cup? I mean, you know, obviously star of Excessive, you know, you're paintball famous, everybody knows you, but you know, you do a lot of other things. You teach clinics. I'd like to talk to you about that so people can get in touch with you regarding that. You got your clothing, you got your fellowship. What are you doing here?
I came out here and I played paintball with Lyft. It's the second event with them, trying to help them out, get back on track. They had a really good last year. This year they've struggled, so trying to get them back on track. But I started off with a 3-day clinic, and yeah,
That's awesome.
I've been hustling all week. It's been a long week already.
Hey, baby, you got to hustle, dude, on the grind all the time, right?
Yes, for sure.
That's the life of a paintball pro.
5 seconds.
All right, here we go. 5 seconds before the start of this match. You are watching Portland Uprising. Guy to watch on that team, Jared Stillwell, been handling business as much as he possibly can over here in the Snake.
Taking Snake off the break.
Yeah, he's in there right away to Snake 1. And look at this immediately. Oh, I was going to say Impact gets all the way on the Dorito side, but Moorhead not able to get anything done over there.
Oh, Uprising chopping him up. Moorhead loses a gunfight, and who's that?
And Schultz getting taken out, trying to get to Snake 1. So just 3 bodies left alive right now for Impact. And, you know, Impact really a little disappointing in this event. They lost a really a tough game to Dynasty, got 7-0'd, but then again, Dynasty 7-0'd everyone they've played. So really, you know, what can you say about that?
Yeah, they're on fire.
So here we go. Now Stillwell again. The player to watch on Portland Uprising for me, at least from what I've seen so far, is Jared Stillwell.
Yeah, he's trying to get a shot on that mini race baddie, and he's putting some heat on that corner. See if he can pinch one of these guys out. They got that 50 Dorito now, so they should be putting some serious heat on that corner. Yeah, there they go. They got it.
Taking him out. So getting shot out of that back corner. Just 2 Impact players left alive. This would be a big win for Portland Uprising. You know, coming into the PSB here, World Cup Pro. And you know, they've been playing 7-man and had some moderate success. You've played against Portland Uprising. Give me a breakdown on the team, at least from what you know of them.
Hey, you know, I mean, these guys are hungry. I can tell you that. You know, they come out. They don't play like they're a new team. They play like a team that's coming out and trying to put their stamp on the paintball world. I like what they're doing, man. They don't take any grief. They roll their guns, and you got to watch out because they'll attack from any direction.
Well, if you're a young, up-and-coming team, what more could you ask for, honestly? Hungry, attacking from any direction, rolling your guns. I mean, that sounds like as long as they stay in it and stay diligent and committed, they'll eventually try to, you know, probably find some success if they're willing to do what it takes.
Yeah, they're just, it's getting that learning of how to win in the, you know, those clutch situations and stuff like that.
So true, so true. You know, and you've spent your, you know, career refining your game, being involved in so many memorable games over the years, so many clutch situations yourself. I mean, I've seen you, you know, pass out on the field almost literally, be carried off the field and then come back and play, you know, so it's, you can't teach that heart, I know.
I was going to say, that's not smart, that's hard. I should have stayed off.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I'll take heart though, you know? I mean, especially in the long grind that is pro paintball.
Yes. Well, these Impact players are really holding it down, man. That's what they're good at. You know, 2-3 guys, they win a lot of games from that position, but Uprising now is just pushing through all 5 bodies.
Yeah, I mean, they have the ground, they have the numerical superiority, and now just slowly starting to whittle Impact down. And finally, I was going to say, at a certain point, you got to just concede.
Matt, what about that Uprising coming out and taking the first point of the match? Every match, this team's getting better, man. And now they take the first point against Impact, which is one of the best teams in the world.
And also, to speak exactly to that, you know, if you're going to come out and face a hungry Impact team, it's when they get the brakes beaten off them by Dynasty 7-0. Now, these guys have been playing against Dynasty for years, played with Dynasty, played against Dynasty. I mean, the Yakmek brothers, you know, some of them played with Dynasty before. And then you got, you know, the guys coming over, Chad George, Tim Montresor. Let's check out this replay real quick. But, you know, so you're watching the breakout from Portland Uprising. Good, solid breakout, rolling those guns, getting ground, taking Snake 1 off the break. Stillwell, I'm telling you, man, that's the guy to watch on this team, at least on the Snake side. And then now, flip side, doubling up that back center, Impact, and then trying to get out.
And Moorhead making that Dorito 2 off the break. Wow, what a run.
Yeah, it was a great run, but, and then he gets shot out of there. And Moorhead, it just, when they were playing Dynasty, they struggled, they just like kind of, trying to find the gear, like grinding the gears, trying to get the car rolling, and they just weren't able to get anything done. So I don't know what that missing piece is with that team, because, they really have so much talent, so much depth. I mean, there's no bad player on that team. Everyone's well known. Everyone's been playing this game for a long time. They don't have any weak points. I mean, you got, Justin Cornell and Chad George, two, I think, phenomenal front players. You got Tim Ottresser. He's an amazing insert back guy, and also he can play front too. You got Ryan Moorhead. I mean, wow, it's a stacked roster, and it's just historically, they've always on the precipice of greatness and just never quite getting there,
Yeah, I don't know why that is with these guys. It seemed like their best success was when they were coming up semi-pro. They had it all together, Maybe sometimes adding all those extra players isn't the best thing to do. I mean, not that they're not great players. I'm not saying anything like that, but,
And it's funny, because you say it that way, and that would kind of be counterintuitive, but, we've seen that so many times. You put a superstar, like look at Infamous, put that superstar roster together, and sometimes it doesn't click. Now, not to say it's not clicking with Impact, but at least right now, right this second, right where we are right now, not working.
Right. Well, both teams take the snake off the break here, Matt, but Uprising loses 3 bodies off the break. So I think this should be Impact's point.
And here we go. This is the Impact that we've come to know and love. You got Chad George into the snake, and you got Justin Cornell, and here comes Tim. Now they're starting to shark down the field, and Scott backing him up, and look at this, about to pay the toll. Nice job by Tim, dropping the axe. So good job. Now that's what we need to see out of Impact. If you're an Impact fan, I would really love to see that. Get immediately back in this game. Have Tim, such a storied veteran of this league, and great guy. Such a great guy coming out and dropping the hammer. So Impact needs to keep that rolling though. They need to. They're getting chewed up off the break. They're not really making those. They're getting shot out of their bunkers, at least today. So it's frustrating. They also lost to Vicious yesterday, and can't take anything away from Vicious. They had. I mean, I don't know if you heard or caught the game, but Vicious played Aftershock in one of the most brutal, amazing matches that I've seen recently.
I missed that game,
oh
unfortunately.
My God, it was unbelievable. And, so Impact did lose to Vicious yesterday, but, no big deal, honestly. Yeah, if you're an Impact fan, you don't want to lose to anybody. But Vicious, they played Aftershock, man. That game, seriously, that was the game tournament so far.
Really?
Game of the tournament. Now, Infamous played the Russians earlier on today in an amazing match. And then also you had a Nexus Infamous game that went to overtime yesterday morning that was amazing. So those are the top 3 games of the day. It's cool that Infamous has been involved in 2 of those. But, man, bar none. Just Aftershock Vicious game was just back and forth, seesaw battle, guys running all over the field, penalties left and right.
Yeah.
And then Aftershock's down a point, they come back, run the same X-play 3 games in a row, can't stop them, and then still they were able to tie it up, and then finally Vicious comes back and wins.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Wow.
It was really, truly an amazing game. So, again, Impact, I would love to see that out here for this. We got ourselves a tie matchup right now.
Well, let's see if I mean, the big factor of that last point is shooting 3 guys off the break. You should win every single point and make the snake off the break. I mean, so
right.
but that's what Impact's good at, right? Shooting people off the break and staying alive in their bunkers. And if they're not shooting people off the break, that's 50% of what they do really well. So it all clicked last point. Let's see if they can do that again.
All right, here we go. Got ourselves about 5 seconds to go before the start of this next point. All tied up at 1 apiece, 16:33 left on the clock. And you are watching Portland Uprising right now on your screen. And see their breakout. They 1 player in that back center. And here comes, look at this.
Oh, the ref's running it in.
Moorhead.
Oh,
major penalty on Moorhead in the center. And just, God, that's so
frustrating. The ref's not
frustrating.
pulling any bodies. He pulled a major, but he's not pulling any bodies for it. So that's... Okay, there we go. They got him. But you know what? Impact took the snake off the break, and they're still in there, and they're right up there in the 50. So it may be 3 on 5, but they got that 50 snake, which is a huge thorn in Uprising.
We have seen a boatload of penalties so far today. The refs are not shy about throwing majors out there, and maybe that just speaks to the fact that it's the World Cup and the players are trying to get crazy, or that the refs are trying to be more strict. I mean, from up here, it's kind of hard to tell,
Yeah.
But it's been a penalty-ridden day.
Well, hey, when you want something real bad, you push the limits, and there's a lot of guys out there, I guarantee you're pushing the limits today, Matt.
Oh, guaranteed. Yeah. You gotta tell me that twice. So look at this. You got Schultz up here and Snake all the way in past the 50-yard line. The Snake impact, and he's gonna narrowly gets across, and he's gonna get his gun up, try to get a shot. Doesn't really have a lot of shots at those towers from that bunker right there. And Snake 4. I'm sorry, Snake 5.
Well, Impact only has 3 bodies, but they put themselves in really good positions to lock up the field. So as long as no one gets caught gunfighting, yeah. See, look at they just pulled 1G. They're in a good spot here, Matt.
Yeah, they are in a really good spot, and they're playing slow and methodical right now. In Impact.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is gonna be the deciding factor. If he bunkers this guy, they're pulling this back. Who's gonna win this battle, Matt? Snake 1 against Snake 5.
Oh, nice job by Schultz.
Good shot.
So Schultz clocks in, wins that direct battle. I mean, they're only about 5 feet away. Oh, one more kill. Yakmek able to get it in there. Oh, and then he gets picked off by somebody.
Oh, man.
Wow,
way to turn a great play into a bad play.
Ooh.
Well, you know what? They're in a line, though, Matt. They're in a line. It's 2-on-1. But, you know, he's not in bad position to pull this one off.
I mean, Impact, like, so frustrating to watch that. They're in a dominant position. They have the field. They have the angles. They have the numerical superiority, and then they throw 2 bodies away like that.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what, was it Yakmek, right?
Yakmek and Schultz.
I don't know what he's thinking. You just go right at that A, then you go right at the can, you walk straight up to him, no one can see you, get a double bunker, game over, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, they shot him, but Moorhead came out of the penalty box. Let's see if Moorhead gets a free kill.
Ooh, it's going to be up to Moorhead. Let's see if Moorhead can redeem himself from that major penalty he just
got.
So
it was a 2-on-1. Uprising shot the Impact player, but then Moorhead came out, so now we have another 2-on-1.
I was just going to say he got one of them,
but
it's a trade. Not going to work. Not going to be enough. So here comes Uprising, and they are going to go up right now against Impact.
It just seems to be you know, maybe Impact's heads are not in right now. You know, you think that, I don't know what the player was on the Dorito side, but if he glances up the clock, he says, okay, I got 3 seconds left. Moorhead's going to come out. I don't gunfight 2 guys. Put us in a 2-on-2. We'd have, you know, Impact to have the field split. Uprising's in a line. They're in perfect position to win it again. But,
yeah,
you know, battle to your death and then make your other player do 2-on-1. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Frustrating. All right, so Thomas, you know, a lot of excessive fans out there. You guys have been playing in the 7-man league, and a lot of Thomas Taylor fans out there. So just, you know, give me a quick rundown of what you guys got going on, how the year's been going for you. I know you took second on Huntington Beach, but you know, just, you know, give the fans out there something to work with.
Honestly, Excessive's in great shape. I
think you guys are.
The team out in sponsorship wise and paper wise is doing awesome. Internally, we are just a well-oiled unit. It's a good family vibe. You know, we have the same just camaraderie about winning and not getting crazy with each other, and people mess up and just let it go and go on, you know. So we've had, you know, the beginning of the year was any, you know, a scripture I use is any kingdom divided against itself will not prosper, right? Or be ruined. Whether you believe in God or not, it doesn't matter. If you have a team and you're butting heads, you're going to break. If you have a business, you're butting heads. So that's kind of been our philosophy. So we haven't let anyone, you know, something happens, we just call each other on it. So it's been a really good vibe, man. And every event, whether it's the finals with Dynasty, we miss it by a hair, you know, a couple bad calls, a couple things didn't go our way, but hey, that's paintball. The next event, we miss it by 1 kill.
You played so well that Sunday, too. You know, it's funny because I remember you came in like, what's going on? I was like, tone it back a little bit, brother.
Right.
You know and then you played phenomenal after
so
that.
it's just like every event, we're that close. We're a hair away from winning Huntington Beach. We're a hair away from Sunday in Chicago. Literally, I mean, 1 body is all we needed. It wasn't our wins. It was our losses we need to work on, apparently. And then, yeah, I know, huh? It sucks. And then we go to D.C., and we actually do everything right, but they had this new points rule, so by somehow even though we have the head-to-head, we lose by 0.07% to make it onto the top 4. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. We had the better record, but I mean, that's the rule, so I'm not complaining. That's just what it is. Let's go back to paintball.
Yeah,
and come back to that.
it is here. So yeah, on the breakout, you're looking right now. That's Portland Uprising on your screen. Stillwell able to get in there. I'm telling you, that kid is consistent. You know, I'll tell you what. He's been able to consistently get in Snake 1, and he's doing some damage from there. You know.
Yes. Well, both teams getting getting the Snake off the break, but Uprising losing 2 off the break again. You know, Impact really shooting some really strong lanes. Oh, wow. And Impact running down the Dorito side right now, Matt. Here comes the pain train.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I saw that coming.
Woo,
they're going to try to make this kid wear it. He's like, hey, this is the guy that's wrecking us. Let's go make him wear it.
He's a little stumbly getting up right now. You know, I mean, he definitely, that was definitely
yeah, I knew that was coming. Double bunker the kid that's making you, you know, making you have trouble.
Hey, that's paint. That's pro paintball.
Hey,
How many times have you been on the receiving end of that? I was going to say, yeah. If any, I would give the punishment you've had. You've obviously given a ton of punishment over the years, but if anyone's, but that's like you're like a running back, man. I mean, you're going to get beat up out there. It's part of it. I
still got a smile on my face. I don't care.
Let's check out this replay. Here it is. Look at this double bunker. Tim Montresor just coming down and just dropping the hammer on Stillwell, and then there goes the double bunker as well. Chad George. Well, hey, welcome to the pros.
You know what? I can see it in that kid. He's going to wipe it off, come back and get some more.
I hope so. I think so too, man.
When you run the snake off the break, the first 4 points of the game, you're not worried about it.
No, yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, whatever. These goggles aren't getting cleaned in 2 minutes. Give me a fresh set, load my new pods up, fill my air, get me out there, wipe me off.
So back to excessive. So anyways, each event we've missed it by just these minute little things. So, I mean, with that being said, it gives us the confidence going into Vegas thinking we can win this thing. We can play against any team. We don't generally lose against the teams I would say that we should lose to. Mm-hmm. We beat the teams that we feel are the best teams in the league. We lose against the teams we feel we should beat.
I hate when it's that way, though.
But it's been that way all year, and it's just I think it has something to do with the younger kids getting more hyped up for the games they should be. So I don't know, man. It's excessive. It's a good year. It's the best feeling since we started. Those first couple of years. So
good roster too. And you got some younger guys that are starting to. I know you picked up some like D2 players. What are the names again?
We got Ben and Jaime. They're actually here playing a little lower division X ball, getting in because they don't get very many points during the year. I mean, Ben's played all of 3 points this season, and Jaime's played like 5. So we need them to get reps. So we got them out here on a team, and they're getting in the reps. They're
huge.
Wrecking fools.
Nice.
I have watching them wreck people.
Good, man. That's really good. All right, let's watch this breakout right here. You're looking at Portland Uprising. Do they send Stillwell out again?
All right, so Impact Snake off the break. Uprising losing another body off the break.
Yeah, got ourselves a tie game now, 2-2. Still tons of time on the clock. 12:41 left to play here. Guns rolling for Impact. 5 guys alive. Heavy guns up right now. No one's got their gun down. And you're looking at Impact's Snake player. And now there goes Moorhead. Ryan Moorhead making his move up that drill side of the field, and one body comes off for Portland. So we're looking at a 4-on-5 situation right now, and Moorhead starting to make his way up that Dorito side of the field.
Hey, you know what? He got shot going to the snake, but he shot a body doing it. Oh, well, just the guys behind him died. Well, it's now 2-on-3.
Wow, look at that. See, 2 bodies coming off for Impact. It's again, kind of frustrating if I'm a coach over there. I'm like, look, guys, we're handling. Stay alive in your bunkers. And then doesn't matter, though. So Schultz is doing well over here at this point for Impact, and Impact is going to go up 3-2.
Impact take the lead.
Impact is showing some dominance over there in that Dorito side and getting a G every game, pushing it really quick.
Just one more game.
So we're getting some questions from PB Nation, and please tomorrow try to get as many questions as we can. Again, please remember we are doing a play-by-play and speaking to the game, so try to thread in as much as we can. I like this question though. Do we think that the excessive 5-man line of the old days could have competed at what's going on right now? And I'm going to say yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, those are guys that either are still playing or just retired.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with yes.
Yes.
On that one. I mean, honestly, the game really hasn't changed that much since 2003. I mean, you're still looking at essentially the same type of game. In fact, if I would say anything, it's like, look at where we were in 2003. Longer games, faster guns. I mean, you're looking at kind of the same sport, essentially.
Right.
I mean, yeah, the players are always constantly evolving their skill, but look at the nuts and bolts of it. I mean, it's kind of the same game,
Yeah, the only difference now I see in paintball is that things have slowed down a little bit with the race 2 format. Teams sometimes go out there not to lose instead of to win. But besides that, I mean, we had really good guys.
Well, I was going to say that would even benefit us even more. So, a slower game would be great for the excessive old school.
We had a few of us that could pound it, and the other guys would definitely lock a field up if need be. So
yeah, no problem.
No.
So and that's interesting. And I think that you've seen a lot of that. You've seen a lot of the guys like these guys that are at the top of the game. They kind of just stay on these teams until they decide to retire. I mean, like the John Richardsons, the Mike Carthys. I mean, these are still the guys that were around from 2003. It's the same guys. The only difference is that, yeah, guys retire, and then now we bring these new young kids up and, try to train them to be great, essentially. All right, so on the breakout, you are looking at Portland Uprising again on your screen, and then it is Stillwell shaking it off that double bunker earlier, get back in it.
Wow, pushing those Doritos again fast. Oh, Impact loses 2 players.
And Impact just pushing, they're really starting to get in the groove on the Dorito side of the field.
But right now they got 1 elimination, 2 eliminations, so it's 3-on-3. But they got the 50 Dorito. Impact does, and Uprising's in that snake. Uprising losing another gunfight, losing 2 gunfights back to back, and getting bunkered. Well, Uprising had that breakout. They were up on bodies, but Impact is just blowing down that Dorito side. They are, Uprising's going to have to put a body over there. Even though the snake is important, you can't let him run to the 50 Dorito in the first 10 seconds of every game. Yeah,
you cannot let him do that. It's just, it doesn't work that way.
So 4-2 now. Impact, just pulling out these points, getting their G's off the break, winning it down the Dorito side. Maybe they've decided, let this kid get into the snake. We'll just keep his head down and we'll run down the other side of the field.
Yeah, so let's look at this replay right here. And you're looking at Stillwell again there, just constantly getting in there, but, he's getting dinked cross field. But when that's happening, the whole side's blown. I mean, you really can only do so much.
At that point, they were in the Dorito 4, which is their side of the field. So
yeah. So it's a pretty close match, though. Hey, I'll tell you what, man. Uprising came to play. I mean, they're getting into the snake. They're willing to get bloody knuckles with guys. And what more can you ask? Honestly. And I mean, Impact's a solid team. It sucks. I don't like saying this, but when I look at that roster, I mean, they got Jay Trojan. He's out there as the coach. Every single one of those guys is a good player. I expect more at Impact. I know they expect more out of themselves. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen with them next season. I mean, as far as roster changes are concerned, I mean, yeah, sure, you could kind of change things up a little bit, but, again, Justin Cornell, Chad George, Lon Tresser, Ryan Moorhead, the Yakmex, we met. I mean, there's so much depth there. I don't know what it is. It's one of those situations, this happens a lot of times in paintball. You look at it on paper and you're like, amazing lineup.
Right.
What's the intangible that we're missing?
All right, Impact takes a snake off the break again. Uprising for the first time decides to hold it, but loses 2 more bodies off the break. I mean, wow, Impact is just shooting people crazy like. All right, Uprising does a quick fill into the snake, but Impact's already in the 50, and there goes Moorhead down those Doritos again. Man, Moorhead's getting some. Oh, wait. It looks like he might have just got 2 eliminations from the snake. 1. Nope.
Yeah, is he clean in there? Referees in are checking him out, and he is clean. Oh, no, I'm sorry, he's eliminated.
He got in there and took 2 bodies with him, but unfortunately.
1 player left alive, though, in the back corner. I don't know if they think they're searching right now, finally finding him. So it's Impact in the driver's seat right now with 3 bodies left alive.
Moorhead getting a little dirty there, trying to say the other guy was.
Portland Uprising concede another point. Impact now lead 5-2. 9 minutes, 58 seconds.
If Uprising wants a chance here, they're going to have to get to their bunkers alive, whatever that takes, and then maybe skip a couple of his first gun battles. They seem to be getting, losing 1 or 2 off the break, and then 1 or 2 guys dying in that first 30 seconds. You just can't do that.
I always like asking you this question because, I always ask, well, let's check out this replay real quick and then we'll get to that. So, look at this. There's that battle right there. Just tough battle, able to kind of sneak out. Ooh, almost out of bounds. And he gets dinked right there.
Wow. That was a good move. Good field awareness on that out of bounds right there.
Very good field awareness. Watched Archie pull off an awesome, he did the same thing. He lived, though, earlier on today. That was a great move. But I like asking you this question because you're a great motivator, and I think that whenever you do end up retiring, which hopefully will be 15, 20 years from now,
yes,
but
I like
I think
that.
you'll be a great coach because I think that, and we've done this so many times over the years, but I'm like, what do you think they should do right now? And you've sometimes called it perfectly, but you don't necessarily need to tell me the field. The plan, but what would you say to Uprising right now? You're down 5-2. There's 9 minutes and 58 seconds left, so a ton of time, but you're only 2 points away from losing this game. What would you be saying to these guys in the huddle right now?
I think at this point I'd be getting everybody to look at each other, to take a reality check, say, hey, we came out here, we lived those first 2 points, and now everybody's over aggressive. Just calm down, take a deep breath. Let's get 5 alive. Let's wait out a good 10 seconds. I don't care if they take the snake off the break. You play like snake once hot. You play like Dorito once hot. You play like they take everything off the break. Now we start playing paintball. 5 guys together, and we pull out a good point.
I think that's a good point because I think you kind of lose that sometimes in the flow of the game. And I think that having that, I think the important point of what you just broke down was that play like snakes hot. Play like they got the Dorito. That way, if you're conscious of that and you're playing tight like that, and you're in that gunfight mode where I feel I can't just while out, then you're going to enable you to keep the 5 alive. But it is so important to actually get your 5 out alive off the break. And on this field, we are watching some guys get shot, off the break, and you can't really do anything about that necessarily except choose a different route or run with your gun up, or more importantly, run with your eyes up.
Right.
So you can dive out of the way of a stream if need be. But Uprising, they just need to get 5 guys alive. They got to get Stillwell in the snake and then clock in once a couple of minutes, not a couple minutes, but once a little bit of time's gone by,
Right.
Because we used to do that all the time. Anytime we were struggling, and we'd always, Richard would be like, all right, just get to your bunkers and just play the game. Just play the game. Play the game. And that's the important thing right now,
Yeah.
Especially with all this time left. There's so much time left.
Much time. And Matt, really, truly, what you said, 5-2, this is the crucial point. You go out, even if this is a 5-minute point, and you win it, now you're only two points out, and there's 5 minutes left in the game. You go out and lose this in a minute, it's game over. You might be able to come back, but it's 6-3, or it's going to be 6-2, and there's 8 minutes for them to score a single point. This is the point of the match right here. They need to win it. So 5 alive.
That's a good
chill,
point. This is
make
the point.
that. Yeah, no, this is it. This is it right here. They win this, they have a chance. If they don't, it'll take something short of a miracle.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. No, that's the truth. That's absolutely the truth.
Yeah, if I was Stillwell right now, I'd be looking down there thinking, I'm going to run the corner. Pretend like I'm running the snake, because they got 3 big shooters, and that's not good for running that snake.
Yeah. With that many shooters, especially the way things have been going down, well, I'll tell you what, though. Stillwell's been doing a really good job of getting in there.
Right.
Regardless of the guns. And there he is again. Oh, but he got dinked outright as he was trying to get in.
See, that's what I'm saying, Matt. If he takes that God bunker, or he takes the corner, the God's almost a guaranteed run every time, because people see you running and they shoot for the other one. They would have 5 alive and be in good position. Now, they got a G off the break, but they're also lost a G, and then they lose a guy gunfighting, Exact opposite of what you need to do in this position.
Yeah. Look at this, just impact. They look really good right
impact
now. Impact
into that snake, right down, wrapping that 50. He just pulled 2 eliminations. That's a 2-on-4. Look at Tim's head hunting. He wants to come through and get some.
Oh, it definitely does. Tim is about near that flag, and he's going to go past it and try to get... Oh, he's just almost got that barrel. And look at this now. Tim's going to cut the lane, and he is still alive.
No way.
Oh, and then finally gets shot. He should have just chilled in there. Should have just chilled. Oh, wow, and they take out Chad George, too. Oh, major penalty on Uprising, and that is going to give the point to Impact. So the score is going to be 6-2 here. 1 point away from a victory is Impact, and Uprising now with that major penalty on the board, and like you said, going to take a major miracle for them to actually take this game.
That really sucks for that Uprising player. I don't know if he thought he had shot him first or whatever, because you go from a one-on-one situation to giving up a point. And
in favor of Impact.
Oh, he got into the box. I was going to say, I thought they were going to have to start a body down because there was no one to pull. Actually, they should be starting a body down because there was no one to pull.
Yeah. All right, let's check out this replay here. All right, so There it is. The bodies are coming off, and we're about to watch Tim here for Impact as he comes through. No, actually, he already got called out, so it's just that last, and it was basically the penalty. So Tim had got real far up and was, making an Impact move, no pun intended. But then, just ended up. And I don't know did you think Tim shot the stand up, or where did that ball come from?
Yeah. When he wrapped around, I think they traded. That's why I think maybe that other guy thought he got him first, because Tim slipped and fell. So, or maybe he was just like, hey man, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm gonna try to keep going here.
Last game of the event.
Hey, but you got to give it to that guy. He shot both the guys over here. If he had been clean, bring it back to a one-on-one. That's, Yeah, okay. See, they reset the clock up there because they can't pull. You can't be pulled for your own penalty. Somebody else has to be pulled.
Yeah.
So now, like I said before, you're going into this last one. Now you're even down on bodies.
And it's almost a technicality because, it's an extra 7 seconds. There's 8 minutes. And still, actually, there is a ton of time left.
If they can take the back four, grind it up, but, Impact's not a team to push into you, no matter what it is,
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, logistically speaking, Uprising could come back, but realistically, you're asking them to score 5 points. They've only scored 2 thus far.
Right.
And Impact, I mean, they're just 1 point away from the victory. So let's watch this break, and Impact's on the power play, too. So that's also a huge component to this.
Impact running that snake off the break again, and he...
Look at this. Look at this big move. Look at this Tim Montresor. I'm sorry, look at this Ryan Moorhead. Ryan Moorhead in the move of the tournament. Oh, my God. And then he's shooting at his own guy. Tim is shooting at you see Tim for fun?
Yeah.
Tim started chewing up his own guys for fun. Wow, move of the tournament. That was amazing.
I don't think anybody expected anyone to run down the middle.
Nice job by Ryan Moorhead on the run through, untouched. Gets himself a 4-pack, essentially, right? I mean,
he would have cleaned up. Hey,
he got himself a 5-pack
because he shot his own
He shot his own guy.
I honestly think he lost him because he looked around like, where's the 5th guy? Where's the 5th guy? I think he forgot for a second because he started shooting at the snake.
Well, let's watch it. Let's watch it here in slow-mo. So here it is. Look at Tim.
Right. Look at this guy switches off right at the time.
Talk us through it, Thomas.
Right here. The tempo switches away right as he's coming through, so this is going to be good for him. He's looking over that way. Look at everybody's looking outside. No one's looking up. He did a great picking on that side of the bunker, and this guy got to be aware over here. Look, the guy in the corner is like, no, I don't hear anybody shooting next to me. No, there's no way there's someone on my side of the field shooting. That guy's like, whoa, hey, you're on my team. Stop shooting me. Oh, never mind.
Turns around, blazes the last guy, and then he's going to spin around and run out to the corner and start shooting at Snake One. I think you're right.
Yeah, because at first he's shooting at this.
And all that chaos.
Hey, man, when your adrenaline's pumping like that, you just did a run through 4 guys.
But what is he thinking right there? I mean, he's got to be shooting at his own buddy for fun, I'm guessing. I can't wait to talk to him afterwards, but wow, I mean, hell of a move.
What you got to look at what Moorhead did there was that first choosing of which side he ran past that center temple, and that choice right there is what opened it all up for him just to wreck everyone's house.
That was amazing, and I'll tell you, you want to talk about coffin nails and exclamation points? Wow. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yes, awesome.
So nice job by Ryan Moorhead and all the boys on Impact as they take down Portland Uprising. But do not go anywhere. We have the last game of the day. San Diego Dynasty taking on Chicago Aftershock. I'm Matty Marshall. Had Thomas Taylor up here. He's going to head to his fellowship. And I got Debbie Williamson coming up to the last game. Don't go anywhere.